So let's talk a little bit now about the UnPacked experiment format. And as we've discussed in a couple other videos, I just sort of glanced on the issue. This is the UnPacked format. It consists of a small file that contains instructions for opening up the experiment, which we'll look at in just a moment. And it contains an experiment folder that has all of the data that is in the experiment. So you can sort of compare different versions. And here's the data browser. Here's the experiment folder. You can see we have data that we've loaded through various experiments. And we have data that are shared. In this case, we're sharing the images. And we aren't sharing the matrix and offsets. Okay, so what I want to do is take a look at some of these files in this video. There's history, there's procedure, and of course there's the actual UXP file. Let's do the UXP file first. So I'm going to open it with a simple text editor. It's just an ASCII file. So what do we see here? Some Igor related stuff that I don't understand. Then you get down here to setting up the paths for all your different data. So the new path command is defining the home folder, and you can see that colon there, right, tells it to start at the sort of the root. In our case, the desktop, and it defines the demo experiment folder, and then it defines where the COD functions are kept, and then it defines where the 3 image folders are. You can see they're hidden somewhere down in my hard drive. Ditto for the includes files. Tells you where the desktop is, where the functions are, and where the nanos and PMAG data, what have you, are. And once it's done all that, it begins to load the data. So it says load from home, the matrices and the offsets, load from load, okay, sorry, set up the path to the folder U38, the image folder for U1338A, and then load all these guys into that folder, go back to root, set up a new folder for B, and so on down the line. So one thing you can do if you're moving an experiment and some of these data aren't present, you can just get rid of these load wave commands and it won't try to load the data that you don't have. Okay, I'm going to close that up for a minute and show you something else. Let's make a quick graph. I've already set up actually a multiplot here. There we go. So this is GRA from 1338. A, B, and C. I'm going to save the experiment. Save experiment. Okay, and let's just hide Igor for a sec. Go back here. I'm going to reopen the UXP file. Okay. Everything's the same except when we get to the bottom. Here's the graph. Those are all the instructions that you need to set up that graph. Now, sometimes when you've moved the experiment to another computer or even moved it quite a bit on your hard drive, you can sometimes run into a problem. And if there was an open graph when the experiment was closed and you try to reopen the graph and there are data that you can't find that are used in that graph, it will stop you from opening that experiment totally. So one thing you can do is, remember that graph was open when we saved this experiment. Now I'm going to delete that graph. And it's called graph 0. We can get rid of that one as well. And I'm going to save that. Close it. Now if we go back up to the demo experiment, reopen. It's reopening now. And slowly. Okay, there we go. It's open, but you see the graph is gone. Now, let's reopen that, remake that graph. Okay, now I want to save the graph. We're going to talk a little bit about graph macros in another video, but just for the moment, I'm going to close this guy, and I'm going to call it U1338 GRAPLOT. We'll save it. And if we go up to Windows, you'll see Graph Macros, U1338 plot. And if you want to see the set of instructions, you go to Windows, Procedure Windows, and the procedure, the built-in procedure window, which is Control M. And here we have instructions for that graph. I'm going to save the experiment. Okay, now if we go to the data folder and we look at procedures, there we are. And the final one to look at is history. Go down here. And basically this is just the history, so you can see those plots we just made up, where we saved and opened that graph from the procedures and some other earlier stuff. So you can always go back and check history, or if there was a command, let's say, I don't know, these aren't very complicated, but let's say this was a complicated set of commands right here that you wanted to replicate in another experiment. You could go to the history file of this experiment and copy out those commands, put it into your new experiment. And in fact, if you really wanted to, you could say File, Open File, Open Notebook. And in fact, let's see, we're at Desktop, Demo Experiment Folder. You can even open the history or the procedures for that matter. Right in an Igor notebook. Yeah, there we go. A notebook called History, which is separate from the other history, but I wouldn't keep that open all the time, but it's simple to open it using Notebook. So that's it. Those are the three ASCII files that you might be dealing with. I'm going to talk a little bit about using the graph macros in another experiment, or another video. And we'll talk a little bit about moving experiments from one computer to another. That's it for now.